We're back!
Hey.
Everybody peeps. So, when last we left the group, for those of you on Twitch, it was about 5 minutes ago. And for those of you who are watching on YouTube, in the last episode, the last video, I guess, we had 2 courses of action. Technically 3 courses of action laid out in front of us, but one of them was already in activity, with Adelchi having filed his thesis proposal for contacts within the in the Undercity. So we had 2 courses of action open to us, and the group were discussing which they wished to take on next. Take it away, folks.
How close is the 99th garrison?
Well, I mean, they stopped by my house about a day and a half after the break-in, so at most that far away.
In there.
Oh, is it in the one place that's in the building?
No.
No. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I don't think I'll be able to do my stuff until later, so that's probably the best place to start. Head over and talk to your Sergeant Craxus.
Okay.
Everyone in agreement?
Everyone else okay with that?
Yeah, I'm down to visiting the boroughs.
Right. So
Said no one ever.
So we just gonna cut to you arriving at the 99th Legion. Each of you carrying we've been calling it a Ractagino, but it's like a coffee that's built by like forcing steam through coffee beans, that was like created completely by accident by like the Izzet Subatomic Food Research Institute. I don't know. In one of the labs at Fitzdirect. Anyway, you all arrive at the Boros. You've all got your coffee, and one of you's probably got a snack or something. It is a distance that you can walk from RNN. You've been there before. You dealt with a lieutenant, a Minotaur, a lovely young lady. As you arrive, there is a goblin with a rather shiny looking helmet, very well maintained chainmail. Under that, there's like a red and white sort of what's the word for a thing you wear under chainmail?
It's not a
I know there's a
tabard,
specific name,
Yeah.
but it's an
Undershirt.
Undershirt, yeah, an Under Armour
but
shirt.
you know what I mean, like the padding that you put under chainmail.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
In red and white for the Boros Legion. Next to him, curled up on the floor, is just like a huge dog. You're well aware of like riding dogs and things like that are used by the smaller members of the Boros Legion sometimes. But there's definitely like attack dogs within the Boros. This is one like big old floofy boofer. It's just
A floofy boofer.
a floofy boofer. Is just curled up next to the table, and he looks over. He's like, "Oh, hello, welcome to the 99th Garrison. What can I do for you this afternoon?"
Is Sergeant Craxus available?
Can I tell
Detective Craxus.
I'm sorry?
Detective Craxus.
Oh, detective. Oh, sorry.
Can I let the detective know who is asking?
This is regarding the break-in at Ruric Welpten's residence and a related murder.
A murder, you say? If you would
Well,
like to
yes,
fill out
it
this
was
incident
murder.
report.
Oh no, they've already started investigating.
You're aware your camera is off. There we go. We're back on. All right. If you'd like to fill out this incident report about the murder, we will. Once you've filled it out, I will see if I can contact the detective for you.
They're already aware of the murder. It's that happened a while ago. They're already investigating it. We're just following up for mostly for the house break-ins.
I have new information that would be useful for the detective about the house break-in. The Boros is already aware of the murder. I have more information that will help link the two.
Oh, okay. If you each fill out your names here, and he gives you like a sign-in sheet. And while you're doing that, he scribbles a note and puts it in a tube and screws it, and it heads off. Yeah, just take a seat and wait for me, please.
Thank you.
As you're waiting, like a big Minotaur-looking guy like drags in a drunken Vidalkin and like under one arm, and then under the other arm there's like a drunk human, and he just like completely nonplussed Boris outfit, just dunk 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 dunk. Open the drunk tank. Just and then he heads off to the barracks. And then a few minutes later, like a tube comes the other way. The man at the desk reads it, and he's like, follow me. And he leads you to an office. It's not the office that you went to the lieutenant. This is much more the like the open plan. Like there's a little thing that you.
This is the bullpen.
Kind of the bullpen, yeah. You walk through, and like everyone's got a little desk. Sometimes desks are back to back if they're partners, you know. Like the office for the captain and like a briefing room. And you see the detective from before. What do you remember about the detective from before?
I remember they wouldn't let me back into my house.
I was thinking more physical description, but
they were corporeal.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I didn't touch them. I don't remember much other than I wrote down their name.
Okay. You remember if they were male or female?
I believe they were female.
They were female, yes. There is a young woman with long green hair tied back. And she's writing some notes. And she stands up as you approach. Mr. Well, 10.
Yes.
You have friends?
I do. I have many friends. These are also my coworkers.
Hi, I'm Detective Zimzix. And you are?
I am Agustus from the Izzet League.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also the camera operator for RNN.
I'm Zimzix. I also operate some cameras, but I have some other duties along with that.
Mm-hmm.
And rounding out our group,
Adelchi documents so far.
What can I do for you?
So, do you have a place we can sit down? We don't want to crowd out your office.
I mean, yeah, follow me. And she leads you to, unfortunately, is an interrogation room, but it's probably about the only place that's going to fit 5 people. Especially when one of them's a Loxodon.
I was gonna say it's fine. Zimzix has been here many times.
Yeah.
Well, Craxus, you don't know me?
Sit down.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So I mentioned that there was more than one break-in this same night. These other folks had their homes broken into. And I don't think I mentioned that this all stems from our investigation as agents of the news reporting agency into a murder that happened at a Rakdos circus.
Ms. Diana, it's going back a ways.
If anyone.
Villanesca.
Villanesca, yes, thank you.
Very nice.
Oh, you are looking into.
We were there when it happened.
We were nearby, not there, but we were nearby.
You were the four that were there.
Yes.
Well, we were doing a
Three.
story.
I was not there.
We were doing a story on the circus, and the murder took place while we were conducting interviews.
Huh. And you think that the break-in at your apartment is linked to this murder in some way?
Yes, because then we were ambushed about a day later when we were trying to do some more investigation, and the assailant got away. Who was the
Augustus,
ring?
do you still have the ring?
Yep, here you go.
So we found this magic ring that we think that was related, and you funnel magic into it and you teleport somewhere. And while we were being attacked for our investigation, our house was broken into. So all of this is related to the murder. That's some people with some resources, or at least the gold to pay off people, don't want us investigating, and they don't want to be a part of the news story. That's for sure. So
when did this ambush happen?
The same night of the break-ins. So on Tuesday night, was that what it was?
It was a few nights ago. Basically,
it's been a long week.
Basically 2 days after the murder at the circus, if memory serves.
Was this before or after we spoke, Mr. Beltan?
Oh, this was before.
So when I asked you if there was anything else you would like to add that may help me with my investigation, you didn't think to mention the fact that you'd been involved or at present when there had been a murder occurring and had been jumped by a member of the Rakdos Syndicate.
I am much better in groups.
So that ring is part of the Rakdos?
It's literally got a Rakdos symbol on it.
Oh, okay.
I told
Been
you
a
that
while
the
since I've looked
moment
at
it
it.
got picked up.
Yes, you did. He did. So
the person attacking you was wearing red and black and had a thing that had the Rakdos symbol on it.
Yeah, been a while.
Obviously, Selesnya. The
obviously from House.
They're like this. So I wanted to make sure that I got all the details straight, because I understand that giving false information is a crime. So I didn't want to commit any crimes.
So you admitted evidence.
Well, we're coming to you now. Now that we have everyone on board.
Okay, and what do you know now that you didn't know then?
Oh. Now Okay, the short answer, because I think you'll throw me out if I give you the long answer. The short answer.
No. Humor me.
Oh, okay. So there is a prepubescent vampire who really likes a type of flower that does not grow very well at all here in the Overcity, but in the Undercity, under the right conditions, it can be properly encouraged to grow.
Right.
So I've learned that she really likes those, and in fact, her father is the one who buys a lot of these things, but he wants to deal in souls. Not my thing. So we decided not to deal with the father. We found out that in
was
the
this
Undercity,
by any chance at the estate at the depths, just outside RNN? Big walled estate.
You mean in the Undercity?
Yeah,
Oh,
in
sorry.
the Undercity, the entrance to which is just outside RNN.
Ah.
I mean, that's we're not going to go halfway across the plane to.
Okay, that answers one question we've been looking into. Carry on.
Okay.
Oh no.
And we've also learned that there was a large fire that took out most of the trees, and that someone who's oddly young to be a Hierophant is now in charge. But most of the adults died. And
in the Undercity.
Outside of.
Well, yeah, this is elsewhere. But we learned that too. And his nephew is partakes of his own stash, which is bad. But the short of this is we discovered that someone has stolen something from the Izzet, used it to try to attack the Combine, blew up a greenhouse, and all of this revolves around people are willing, apparently, to break the law and use divination magic to find out who broke into our houses, so we can get a lead on the news story if we go through this long convoluted process of finding out all the information they want. But it's a lot easier to go through the Boros, because if you do it, it's legal.
And you found out all of that since the last time you and I talked.
I mean, almost all of it, yeah. But it took all of us working together in conversations.
You might want to, as DM to player.
Sure.
Is Ruric, like, Ruric doesn't strike me as the type to lie.
No. He is not intentionally lying.
You have found out a lot of that before you last spoke to.
That's fair. Okay.
Well, I'm just making sure you don't misrepresent your character.
Sure. We knew a lot of it, but now that we're all together, we see how it all fits together.
Right.
So we were missing the keystone at the time.
And what are you missing? Like, why do you think this is information I can use about trees and fires and explosions in the Undercity to help me figure out who broke into your apartment?
Oh, I don't think you can. That's why I suggested I skip it.
Right. So why then is it now relevant after we spoke the last time?
Because all of these people, I mean, the people to whom we've talked and whatnot. Well, now I realize the lengths to which our ask of the divination magic may run afoul of the law, and now it's starting to make sense as to why they wanted so much in recompense. And so
you're saying you are making a case that we, as the Boros Legion, apply our diviners to this case Why?
To catch a murderer and the attempted murder of 4 news agents.
Anyone else got anything to add?
Nope, that
I
sounds
think that
about
sums
right.
it up.
Okay.
So knowing that these are all tied together, maybe it raises the stakes a little bit.
Can you prove to me that the break-ins at your home are connected to the murders?
Not without the divination.
My home has never been broken into until the murder until we started asking questions.
It feels a bit like a gambler's fallacy, but
And the fact that we 4 were the ones who were asking questions, and all 4 of our houses were broken into.
wait, I thought you said only 3 houses were broken into.
He was.
I stayed at the at my lab, and so yeah.
Okay, yep.
Oh,
Carry
okay.
on.
The houses I know about were all broken into,
Okay.
and we were the ones investigating.
I'll tell you what.
We were the ones attacked.
I'll tell you what. I doubt that the lieutenant will approve the use of divination magic for something as simple as a murder. That's breaching a branch of the guild pact that is way above my pay grade. Okay?
Okay.
However, if you can get me any physical semblance of anything that proves that the murder is connected to the break-ins, is connected to this pyro... What? Surfluzits?
Oh, I didn't say what it was.
Okay.
So how do you know the name?
You literally said pyro something or other.
Okay.
Is connected to all of this other stuff. If you find me any physical thread that connects all of those, or even just 2 or 3 of them, you will have a better chance of petitioning divination man.
More than the magic teleportation ring that let the killer escape from the Boros who were on scene at the circus.
That
who then they used to escape after trying to kill us.
Are you sure that they used the ring to escape at the circus? Because we didn't find any evidence that teleportation magic had been used at the scene.
Well, they got up to the roof and then like
I think he's guessing.
Like a cloud kill in a windstorm.
All right. So you're guessing at that.
It's logical.
It's also logical that they could have climbed to the roof.
Well, no, we know they climbed to the roof.
Uh-huh. And there's absolutely no way someone can disappear on a busy dock in broad daylight.
Under the careful eye of the Boros? No, they can't.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you attempting to stroke our ego.
Let's just put it this way. I might be able to get to some of that evidence that you're looking for.
Okay.
I will certainly make a good faith effort.
Appreciate that. Then let's table this for now. You go follow your leads. I'll follow mine. Come back to me when you have a through line. Okay?
Okay.
Excellent.
Now at least you know that we suspect and have good reason to believe that all these things are connected. So maybe that gives you something else to follow up on.
Oh, it certainly gives me more work, yes.
But it'll be productive.
Didn't say it was a bad thing.
Thank you for your time.
Anything else I can do for you, or can I get back to trying to solve this case? I'll take your silence as a no.
No.
Did you see this? Did you see the circus?
I have been to the building, yes.
Oh, I was wondering if the show is any good without their star.
The show doesn't start until tomorrow.
I have
only
been
been a
on too
week.
many railroads lately.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, time blends together when you're busy, doesn't it?
And when you can't sleep in your house and when you're attacked in the middle of the night. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll get to work, shall I?
As will be.
Thank you.
And like you walk out, close the door, and you just hear like a thud of a head on a table.
I was hoping you would only talk about your place.
I mean, if we're going to report crimes, let's report crimes.
All right, let's go. Now, as
Okay.
we're gonna leave the precinct
Hey,
first.
you leave the 99
I'm not saying anything inside there.
That's true. The walls probably have ears anyway, so.
Now, I have strict instructions to not be auspicious for meeting my contact. You are welcome not to go if you don't want to.
So
What
I'm
time of
hearing
day
that
is
this
it?
might be a rough and tumble place,
Yes.
or that any wrong move might put you in danger.
Anything that makes you stand out will make me not get to contact. And it
I
could
will-
possibly get
I
me in
will be
danger.
there.
All right. With your armor on?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Just in case. Anyone else? This is your chance to bow out if you want.
What time of day is it?
Right now, you're looking at 2, 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah, this won't be till evening, probably. After dark.
I'm gonna let Zimzix, for like the first time, do roguish spy stuff. And
In all fairness, they've tried to do roguish spy things before when you've told them.
yes.
Been in the newspaper game too long. Forget my roguish.
'Cause after all, it was that
origins.
one guy's. It was that one guy's call if Zimzix could get in that building or not.
Anyway,
So, is anyone going with Zimzix?
Sounds like Ruric is.
Okay.
I would highly encourage other people to be right outside.
Yeah, I can be outside. I'm about
We'll be
to.
nearby.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be nearby.
All right. Cool. So the Waddling Crisis is a we'll call it at best a dive bar, right? It is the equivalent, the fantasy equivalent of a dive bar. It's one of those places where you walk through the door and all of the walls are caked in old band posters, and all of the tables are, well, they look stable, They don't look new, right? This is very much a place that is held together with a mending spell.
Opious applications of mending.
Yeah. You would be surprised if most of these tables survive the night. That kind of thing. You probably get there about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So just lay it out for me. Who's going in? Who's staying outside?
I'm obviously going in.
Okay.
I will be on the outside.
All right.
I'm going in.
And I'm on the outside.
And you're going in full armor and Selesnyan regalia. Yes or no?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I will not be sitting with Zimzix.
Okay.
Okay.
After all, if everyone's looking at me, they're not looking at her.
All right. So you.
So you're gonna start a fight.
No.
Wow, that actually makes a lot of sense.
No, I'm not going to start a fight. I'm just going to be there minding my own business. And if someone wants to start a fight with me or you, they will find out what my quarterstaff tastes like. Justice.
All right. So you walk in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you're walking in separately,
Yeah.
right? Ruric first or Zimzix first?
Let Ruric go in first. Get that attention.
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
So Ruric, there is very little way to describe the reaction to you walking in, other than that moment in a Western when a stranger walks into the saloon and everyone stops, the piano playing stops, and everyone turns to look at the door.
I'm going to walk right up to the bar and plop down like it's been a long day.
All right. Roll me a deception check, but give me. You can do so at advantage because it has been kind of a long day.
It's been a long week. That's going to be a 23.
All right. You walk
Heck
in,
yes.
you plop down, and you're just like, and what do you ask for? Like there's
The
a
fruitiest drink they have.
there's like a bulky human behind the bar. He's like, if you didn't know better, you think his skin might be leather. Like he's got scars and he's just like wiping on a glass.
Is he doing like the classic bar scene from a Western where he's just always cleaning the glass?
He's
and
always
everything?
cleaning the glass, and it's always the same glass. And it's never dirty when he's cleaning it. He's just wiping the glass.
The rag, however, is filthy.
Of course. Let's see here. I'm going to ask for a spicy blossom and make it a double.
What?
It's 2 fingers of that green thing over there, 1 of the red. You probably don't have the ginger. That's fine.
He puts a glass down in front of you. Grabs the what the fuck you gonna call that? But 2 silver.
The end of a day, that's what I'm going to call it. And I will slide the 2 silver over.
Then he wanders back down the bar. You need to drink.
Mm-hmm.
Zimzix, you follow in about 2-3 minutes later, I guess. You just walk in.
Head over to an empty table.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say, was it a specific one? Just head over to a nice shadowy table.
Mm-hmm.
I'll wait a couple minutes. Is there actually such a thing as a waitress in this tavern? Yeah, all right. All right. So I'll wait a couple minutes and then surreptitiously put down gold coin, heads up.
Mm-hmm. So you put the gold coin. Everyone's slowly going back to their business after the intrusion of the Selesnya in shining armor. This is not a place that shiny applies to in any way, shape, or form, except maybe after the blood slicked on the floor. After about 10-15 minutes of you just sitting there with the gold coin heads up, what looks to be a Dev Karin, like a dark elf from the Undercity, walks over, puts a drink in front of you, sits opposite you, puts one down in front of herself, sorry.
Thanks for stopping by.
Bored?
Yeah, I'm looking for a little bit of information.
Drink. People come to taverns to drink. Standing out.
Fair enough. But yeah, I came to find a little bit of information.
Guess the idiot at the bar is with you.
He's keeping the eyes off things. He's going to start trouble eventually, but hopefully we can get out of here before that happens.
You want to know?
We had some house break-ins a few days ago. That one at the bar, myself, another person. Possibly in connection with the murder of Diana Valenesca of the Rakdos. And I'm assuming that someone within the Dimir probably did the break-ins, looked pretty professional. We're trying to follow leads to see not necessarily who it was, but who might have hired them. I know that's information that's precious.
And what are you offering in exchange for such a...
Well, it's a good question. Money, certainly.
You think a bunch of people who make their livings breaking into houses a coin?
No, it's always a nice perk.
I'll see what I can do. And author something and like... So the Dimir have this spell that's very much like the Pensy from Harry Potter, where you can pull thoughts out of your brain. Right? They have it's called a message strand or something. It pulls the thing up, flicks it into the air, and it goes back to drinking.
So, if money isn't enough, what is it that you would ask for?
That's going to depend.
That's fair. Well, I can probably procure something if need be. Certainly pull some strings if that's what it comes down to.
Back at the bar, have you drunk any of your drink?
I have.
Is Ruric a drinker?
I imagine Ruric is not a hard liquor drinker, but I imagine with the Selesnyan attitudes, there are plenty of fermented meads and whatnot available.
Then I will merely ask you to roll a Constitution saving throw. I would assume that your Constitution is good, being tank, basically.
It's I mean, it's not terrible, that's for sure.
It's above average, should we say?
It's above human average, yes.
Yes.
My roll, however, was not,
Okay.
and I rolled a 10 total.
All right, so
I am immune to disease.
Technically,
But are you immune to poison?
That I am not.
Let's say technically it's not a disease. But we will say, for the purposes of this, that that's enough.
Okay.
You're not a lightweight lush. You are, you aren't reliant on a good roll to save you. You've been around alcohol before in your time.
Yes.
So you've are you sipping at your drink, or are you taking it like a shot? Because you did describe it as fingers.
I think it's just gonna take it as a shot.
All right. So you knock that back, put the glass down, and the barman wanders back, polishing that exact same glass. Just
I'm gonna point and just say beer.
just caps a bottle off.
And I think Ruric will nurse that and very much not look over at Zimzix for the entire stay, just basically waiting to hear something.
But you are
something
paying attention to that direction.
Trying to. Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna need you to roll me a deception check.
Deception, you said?
Deception, yes.
Okay.
To be able to look like you're not paying attention while you're paying attention.
That
a natural 20?
That's a 23 total.
Blah, 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 blah. So you're just James Bonding at the bar.
That is one way I've described Ruric to my friends.
Yep. And then about 5, 6, 7 minutes later, another one of those message strands comes in the door, and the figure sitting with Zimzix plucks it out of the air and sort of it like turns into mist, and oh. Turns out we don't have any information on guild members that may have broken into the apartment. Murder on the other. That we might.
That might be a good place.
What information are you looking for? Contact? You looking for setup? You looking for?
How about a meet?
All right. Here's the deal. You want to meet? I can make it happen for the right price. Price is
Night Blooming Renzo.
1 dozen night blooming Renzo flowers. You owe me a favor.
Okay. A favor I can do.
Person like you, position you're in, I can use that. There's a coffee shop not too far from your there RNN Towers. Torchlight Cafe, I believe. Be there tonight, 9 p.m.
companions or none?
Recall.
Okay.
All I'm doing is arranging the meet. Do what you gotta do to get the want to bring your companions and risk the person that you are wanting them there. Up to you. But then again, for all you know, they could be good with it. That's a risk you're gonna have to take.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Get out of here. Friend are bad for business.
All right. Stand up. You're not looking, but you are keeping an
I'm
eye
hearing,
out,
yeah.
so
I'm keeping my ears open.
All right. So I'm just gonna head for the door. I might glance your way just to make sure you notice I'm leaving.
Okay. In what Rook probably thinks is a suave move, he'll just kind of nod with thought he has in his head. And shortly after she leaves, probably not not very shortly, or I should say not very long, but quite shortly, Ruric will also leave.
All right, cool. So you are back at the you're back at the outside the Wandering Crisis. Look back up with Adelchi and Augustus.
All right. Wait till Ruric catches up with us. All right, guys. I've got a meeting with a contact at 9 p.m. tonight near RNN. Again, I would say if you want to be there, stay out of sight, but be there. Don't know, if the contact's going to be suspicious or not. So that's what we got going on.
What's the contact gonna get us?
Hopefully information on the murder. That might not be exactly what Caracas wants, but I didn't have any
Caracas.
that wasn't
Craxix.
the detectives? Oh, Craxus, sorry.
Crax X.
Yep. I wrote it down.
Like
That's important.
Zimzix, but not.
Yeah.
Well, hey, like any little information helps. If it gets us closer to using the divination magic, then we're gonna have to take that chance.
Yeah, I was told that it wasn't somebody from House Dimir or that at least they didn't have any information on House Dimir breaking into the houses. So may have been, may have not been. They didn't know. But so hopefully the contact will provide us with something a little more substantial.
So tonight, the meet is where we find out.
That's the plan.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Fast forward to the meet.
I'm thinking so.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
think so.
Unless anybody else got something.
All right. Here's what we're actually gonna do. I want you to, as characters in character, plan what you are going to do.
All right, so it's in this cafe that's right next to RNN.
You are all familiar with the Torchlight Cafe. It's where
With
you
all
tend to
Torch.
get all your coffees in them.
Yep.
Right.
Does it have like an internal, like an inside seating area? Like, is it
Yep.
open late?
It's
okay.
Yeah.
So I'd say, you guys, you can either sit together or maybe sit separately, probably be less conspicuous. And I'll sit separately from you from whatever.
I mean, we're known around there, though. It's right next to R&N. That's where we
Yeah.
get our coffee every morning.
You're known by the staff.
Yeah.
But doesn't necessarily mean that you're with me.
Well, yeah, but I figure the three of us can sit down,
Yeah, you could. Yeah, if you want to hang out
order
together, that's
tiramisu.
fine. Yeah, there you go. If they have such a thing.
I am sure there is some form of alcoholic orange dessert on Ravnica somewhere. It may not be called tiramisu, but
Right.
So yeah, you guys hang out, and I'll enter separately from you and basically find my own place, my own tiramisu, and wait for the contact to show up. So
I mean, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, honestly.
I could go for some dessert. It's been a while.
is dessert one of your weaknesses?
No, but it's one of his strong suits.
Okay.
I could go for more caffeine. I think this is going to be another long night.
all right.
All right.
Anything else? Yeah.
Is there anything else?
I don't have anything else. I think us three sitting together, keeping an eye out, does sound like a great idea.
All right. I haven't heard from Jordan, so I guess he's going along with the plan.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
So long as we're keeping as much distance between us and Zimzix as possible.
All right.
Okay.
It
I
is
imagine it's not a huge place. Yeah.
to like it is like again you are known there, you have been in there together before, all four of you. Like it's no, it wouldn't be unusual for you all to be seen together, or even apart. So yeah. So who's going in first?
I can go in first.
All right.
I have some paperwork with me to be occupying myself with to make it look like I'm doing some work at the cafe.
And how are you going to make yourself known to your contact?
I'm gonna do like what I did with the bar and actually just put I'm probably gonna downgrade to silver, but
Okay.
Put a silver coin on the table. Make it look like I'm gonna get my next drink at some point.
All right.
I've ordered a drink and
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, so you're seated, you're sitting, you're waiting. About 5-10 minutes later, the other three walk in, get a seat, order drinks, and I'm assuming you're all just like keeping an eye on Zimzix while not keeping an eye on Zimzix.
Yeah, of course. We're just doing like a little bit of small talk and everything.
Right.
Yeah, we're just having a chat.
Then I'm gonna need you all to roll deception checks. Just to, I'm sorry to waste your natural 20 earlier, but
No, that's totally fine.
Ah, Jesus. 7.
I got a 14.
and Adelchi.
13.
All right. Thankfully, 2 of you passed, so it wasn't a failure. So you sort of drinking your drinks. 9:15 rolls around, Aimee, and there's like the click of heels on the floor, and a gloved hand appears, swipes the silver up into it, does the whole sort of like magic thing where the coin disappears, and a figure like turns and flops down into a seat opposite you, clad in like black leather armor, black leather clothing rather than armor, but you would recognize that it would stop a blade or two. And there's like some dark blue on the other side. Got her hair swept back into a tight ponytail that's braided down her back. Got like one arm over the back of her chair, her legs are crossed. And she makes the silver coin reappear and starts like rolling it across her knuckles.
I'm guessing you're our contact.
Oh.
Yeah, looking for some information.
Uh-huh.
I was told you might know something about the murder of Diana Valenesca.
And who are you?
My name's Zimzix. I work for RNN. I happen to have... yeah, I know. I happen to have...
I'm going to tell a member of the meeting?
Nah, well, this is beyond the media. I happen to have been there when Miss Valenesca was murdered, and because of that, we think we've been targeted. Me being myself and my compatriots who are also there. We think we've been targeted by the people responsible. So we're trying to draw some lines between dots and figure out what's going on.
Uh-huh.
So I was told that you might have information on that.
What end?
To what end? Well, I mean, if we can solve the murder, we've, that might be a story in and of itself. Now, granted, I know you don't want your name in it, obviously. And you've got total immunity.
Do
I
I
don't even know who you are. Well, I mean, I don't even know who you are. So...
I'm not going to give information on a contract to a member of the new media. Just going to make a story.
Well, I mean, justice would be served as well, provided the murderer is caught.
What justice?
For Valenesca? For her husband? For her brother?
Justice implies something was done wrong.
So you don't think she should have been murdered? Or you think she should have been?
That's not a judgment call for us to make, is it?
No, not really.
Why do you call it justice?
Well, that's
Disgrace
social
to
norms
those
for
colors you wear.
Yeah, fair enough. But the thing is, once they started coming after us, that became personal.
Now, you were in this for personal revenge. And only personal revenge. Then we might.
So no story. I can give you that solid promise.
How do the other three of you react to that?
I mean, we're far away, aren't we?
It's not that big of a building, dude.
Okay.
Think like a Starbucks.
I imagine that they wouldn't be talking loud enough that, murder and personal revenge would be like topics that carried over the air.
No,
personally.
but you are specifically trying to pay attention to what is going on. And Zimzix isn't exactly guarding his body language at this point.
True.
I mean, it doesn't, whatever it means to an end,
Our story initially was the Rakdos Circus, and beyond that, we don't have an angle so much. I mean, it really just comes down to they've invaded our personal space, they've attacked us, and
He's still like lounging back.
And we want to be relatively safe in our own bodies, as it were.
Reach reaches over, takes your drink. You know what? I'm not gonna. Pieces paper. She starts writing on the paper, and it is in very much in Dimir guild language, right? Anyone who's not in the guild doesn't really understand. It's like specialized glyphs and hieroglyphs and shorthand and that kind of. And she's basically drawing up a contract that says none of the information she gives you be used in any way for new. And none of it can come back to her, and she has full immunity any and everything, any and everything that comes from the information.
All right. Sign my Dimir signature.
Okay. You feel like a wave of magic sort of wash over you. It's not uncommon when signing such documents. He takes it, puts it in a scroll tube, casts the spell. The scroll appears. All right. So, what do you want to know?
Well, let's start with the why. Why was Miss Valenesca killed?
Don't know.
All right. Do you know who did it?
Yep.
Were they hired, or was it personal?
They were hired.
All right. So someone out of the house?
Uh-huh.
All right. But you don't know the reason for the job.
Nope.
I'm going to take a wild guess that you were the one who did the job. All right. Do you know who hired you? I'm sorry. Did I already ask that? I think I already asked that.
I got delivered a contract through the guild.
Okay, through the guild. All right. Contract didn't have any names, of course, I'm guessing. No.
She just gives you this
Nah.
look like, really?
I get it. And no indication of identity.
You might need to rephrase that question so it makes sense.
I mean, the contract didn't, have any sort of wording or, I don't know, way of stating things that might lead you to think it would come from one sort of guild.
Oh.
Syntax.
When you said identity, I thought you meant of the victim. So I was like,
Oh.
wait, she's already told you about the victim. Contract? No.
Yeah.
However,
the
coin they paid in, different story.
So tell me about that.
Coin they made in, coin they paid in, minted by the Rakdos.
Okay. Well, that's something to start with. All right. Now, I was told that there's no information from the house as to who broke into our places. So
That's between you and the house. I'm not.
You don't know anything about that.
Let's just say thievery isn't my specialty.
All right. Okay, I think I have a little bit of something to go on here. Thank you very much for your time, and if I can do anything for you, let me know.
I will. But unless I approach you,
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
I do see you. You won't see anything.
That's not so fair, but hey,
Assuming
that's life.
that I don't come.
Mm-hmm. All right.
At
Thanks
which
much.
point she flicks the coin in the air. And literally before the coin comes down, she disappeared.
She's good. All right. I'm gonna finish off my drink, gather up my papers, and head over to these crazy guys. Did you catch any of that?
You talked a lot of things that were above my pay grade.
Comes down to this. Whoever hired her, most likely Rakdos. My bet's on the husband. Just guessing.
But why the husband?
Why not? Could be any number of reasons. Don't know what the motives were. Just saying that it came from Rakdos. It could have been somebody within the circus who was jealous of her.
That's what I'm thinking.
But that's something. Those of us who had break-ins, go back to to our places, see if we can find anything that is out of place, that doesn't belong there. It's something, some kind of evidence. I mean, I don't know that we're going to find anything, but if we need to tie these things together for the detective, then we're going to need something.
Okay. So it sounds like our next step is to go back home.
I think so. Maybe get some sleep. It's been a long day.
It's true. So go back to our homes, see if there's some Rakdos paraphernalia left behind.
I mean, I hesitate to say that because, I mean, A, that would be really sloppy, but B, I mean, I don't want to point the blame on Rakdos if that's not where it belongs. So it seems like that might be the case.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you find something different, you find something different. If you find something Rakdos, that makes it a little more solid. And watch your backs.
I mean, you don't have to tell me twice.
At which point, I think, given that it is 6:45, we will conclude tonight's episode. We will come back in 2 weeks for episode 12, where we will pick up with everyone returning to their homes. It's been a bit of a fractured episode today because people have been tracing down leads that they could have gotten 10 episodes ago. And I feel that we may be barreling towards some form of conclusion to this story, even if it's just me quitting and giving up.
If you haven't yet, you won't.
That being said, thank you for watching episode 11 of Have I Got News for You? Herb Your Enthusiasm. Poetics, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me online. The only place, because I'm not on any social media, is going to be at poeticsonline.net, where I do a fair amount of writing about gaming, about technology, and other things going on in my life. So if you are interested in any of those topics, particularly if you like speculative fiction, where most of my stories fall in, please head over to poeticsonline.net. And of course, I'm here every other Sunday for Have I Got News for You.
Aimee, where can people find you?
All right. Well, you can find me here on Thursdays and every other Sunday hanging out with Bob and Jordan as we either game or play SWOTOR, seeing depending on what we're doing. I also have my own Twitch channel, which is Maven Maverick. I do some writing stuff there and some other gaming stuff there. You can also find me on the Twitters at child_AK, where I mostly do writing stuff, and on the Facebooks at NovacoML, also with the writing.
You can find me on Twitter at Sir Dr. JC Sterling. You can, whenever I start streaming again, you can find me on Twitch at Silverwolf with an E24. Or you can hear my dulcet tones as a wrestling commentator for Delta Wrestling Alliance. Unfortunately, I'm taking a break because of reasons, and I'll be back there in April, hopefully.
And Jordan.
You, of course, can find me here on 321 TV for whenever we do our co-op adjacent gameplay. Currently, we're on Thursdays. And, of course, every other Sunday for Have I Got News for You. You can find me on Twitter at Mr. NNJ. That's Edmore_NNJ, where I post pictures of my cooking and my cats.
As for me, you can find me on Twitter at BobTGoldfish. You can find me, as I said, with Aimee and Jordan doing the Teamwork Thursday thing where we co-optional gameplay. And then you can also find me doing 2 podcasts over at thxdhockey.com. Use the little drop down, and you can find Awesome Mania, which is a wrestling podcast, where once a month we sit down and we watch through a pay-per-view of in this case, this month it was WCW. Watched Super Brawl 7. We're working our way through the year 1997. It's myself, my friend Michael Lindenbaum, and a special guest. This month we have our regular guest Matt Carroll with us. We also have a bonus episode this month where we have our Hall of Fame, and then the second podcast, Voices from the Grid, the Power Rangers podcast, which just concluded putting out season 2. We have just wrapped season 3. A little bit of editing to do on that, and that will start releasing April. Jordan, do we have a raid target?
We do, but before we raid, also we need to post that our YouTube channel where we post our replay videos of this, and you can also find a lot of our teamwork streams over there, because when I am hosting, I co-stream over to our YouTube channel, and that is bit.ly/321_T_V_Y_T. And we do indeed have a raid target. We're going to go raid our friend Kios, who is doing some monster hunting.
Lovely. That being said, thank you for watching. We will be back in 2 weeks for more Have I Got Any, or as it should have been, Have I Got a Murder Mystery? Because the news hasn't really entered into it that much. That being said, we will leave you, as we always do, by saying, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, the words of the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, be excellent to each other. Party on, non-gender specific honorifics.
We will see you
next time.
Bye.
Peace.
Raid is through.